Do we want to close things out and tell a couple of our sort of,
I
like,
mean,
I
just
had
kind
asked
of
you,
I think you asked me. Go ahead.
well, I had asked you, like, what's your most memorable event of the year, Tom Durante? And I think we both hate those, like, what's your favorite, what's your most, because, like, they're all my favorite, like, for a different reason.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like the events that have been the most memorable, like, the stories I'm going to enjoy telling the most are actually the ones where, like, shit went wrong.
Right. Well, they're definitely the most
Yeah.
memorable when something goes wrong.
I mean, we had an event where our auction software crashed on event day, and it was not the auction software. It was like a Microsoft server issue. Like,
server issues.
lots of people were affected, but it like affected our auction software. And I was, figuring out, like, do I need to phone bank like staff and kind of get the staff, and how's it going to happen and whatever, and like called you and came up with this like crazy solution of, well, the organization can take donations in through their regular software, and they're going to put it on a Google spreadsheet. And you guys made me like a thermometer pop up off a Google spreadsheet, and like I walked in here like at like 11, just freaked out about what was going to happen, and you just looked at me and you're like, no, we got it, what do you see?
Well, we were just able to use the technology to our advantage, and so it wasn't the perfect scenario, but it was a fix that nobody at home knew the difference.
Right.
And the organization
they still raise a lot of money.
And so it's just, again, it goes back to just having that kind of cooler head and understanding of, okay, we're no longer in the perfect scenario. What can we do? And in that particular circumstance, what we could do was great. They already had a donation platform that wasn't their auction software. It was just their website donation platform. And we were able just to take names off of that and then actually put it into the broadcast. Which I thought was pretty cool.
And every client after, he was asking me, like, what happens when our auction software crashes? I'm like, well, let me tell you.
Plan B.
Been there.
Plan B happens.
So there was one, and do you want to tell
about the most memorable?
The most memorable event.
The most memorable, and you were saying what, I think the event that I'm most proud of is our ability to adapt, not just to this environment, but to the chaos of this environment. We had 100 and something degree day in Sonoma, and Comcast had an outage, and we were 45 minutes from 30 minutes from showtime. We were here in our studio in Sonoma, and we no longer had internet. And
we had rehearsed the show. We had the executive director was here. The auctioneer was here.
We had the internet up until
everything
that
was
30
ready to
minutes
go.
before the show mark. Then all of a sudden, and so we were up and running in a different location 45 minutes later. I think we started the show.
We started 30 minutes late.
Started 30 minutes. We told everybody, like, hey, everybody, we're going to start the show at 6:30 tonight. And we picked up all the cameras and all the
literally,
equipment.
I remember having a conversation. Like, I was just like...
You didn't even know what was going on. Like, we're like loading stuff into a van.
There was a point where it was like, wait... We're moving, right? We're moving.
So we just picked
and
up.
Everyone just like started picking up gear and like putting it into whatever car, because it was like a van, like your car, like my car, and just like put it in there, drive down the street. We left and forgot to tell the auctioneer where we were going because we were in such a hurry.
We had done other events where we weren't necessarily in our studio, so we knew what it would take to do an offsite event. So we immediately went into that. Great, we're now doing an off-site event, only it's in 30 minutes. So we picked up everything, we moved down the street. Luckily the client was down the street and they had a different internet service, and it didn't look like what it was originally going to look like. But the event happened, and I mean, my amazing staff, yourself, the auctioneer, the client, I mean, everybody just performed. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Just that
it was
that
definitely
level
guerrilla
of
event broadcasting.
But it got done, and everybody made their dollars, and everybody was happy, and it was just it's the most memorable for multiple reasons. Obviously because of the chaos of it, but also what we were able to accomplish in the end.